I'm also warm, so let's rate this thing.
All right, so label branding. What are you giving it, friend?
I give it an A. It's not like it totally jumps off the shelf and blows your mind. However, the color of the spirit entices you because you realize, like, it's not light enough where when I look at it, I think it needs to be cut with an ice cube. But it's also intriguing enough that I want to pick it up off the shelf and walk away with it. So I do like the color scheme to it. I like the
burgundy, maroon type color. Yeah.
Yep. So that makes me happy. But yeah, I'm a solid A. And they have an actual cork, so that bumps it up too.
Yeah, I like it. I like the A. It is definitely more red than other bourbons that you would find on the shelf.
Yes.
So that is cool. And then obviously with the burgundy, I was going to point that out as well. So A sounds good. So this on the back says Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey finished in Pinot Noir barrels. Introducing Strange Collaboration, our unique bourbon blend finished in Pinot Noir barrels from the Strange Family Vineyards in Santa Rita Hills, California. Complex red fruit on the nose, cherry, currant, fresh strawberries, and raspberries. Flavors start with notes of Pinot Noir followed by oak, spice, and vanilla.
Perfect. So
Yep.
what's the point of rating it?
All right, so see you guys later. An alliance that embodies quality, respect, authenticity. A partnership that embraces family and friends. A collaboration that celebrates life. Distilled in Kentucky, perfectly tuned in Michigan. And then it has Neil Giraldo, his signature there, and then 3chordbourbon.com. Yeah, I like it. 99 proof, 49.5% alcohol, and this is batch number 9.
Number 9.
So
right
A.
over.
Sounds good.
That's it.
All right.
Nose. I wonder.
Well, I mean, there was some on the Glenlivet that were like, what do you mean pineapple? So some of this could be wrong.
Wrong.
Well, we're experiencing something different. That's the whole point of this podcast, man. Anybody can Google this. But we're whiskey stewards. We know what's going on.
Nose. Whatever the label said.
Nailed it. So Mike is no longer a co-host of the podcast. I will be finding somebody else.
Oh, perfect. Good luck finding somebody to do all the editing.
Even though I do all the editing. Anyway. So you're getting brown sugar.
I do get brown sugar. I do get cherry. And no, but for real, what else does it say?
Figure it out.
Listen.
You started making jokes, and now you got to figure it out yourself, bud.
I would say those two. That's what I'm getting.
Brown sugar, cherry.
Yeah.
You're getting a little vanilla, I guess.
Sweating.
But yeah, so those two. All right, so I mean, I kind of really like the brown sugar and cherry nose. It's very inviting. It's
I do
sweet,
too.
but it's also like, you know, you're not drinking a traditional bourbon. So I'm going to give this an A+. I like it, man. This is my favorite 3-chord product. One of them. Whiskey Drummer still takes the cake, but we too po to afford that.
We po. A+. I agree.
I agree.
Initial taste.
So cherry and brown sugar.
Initial taste is interesting. You do get a high hug. There is an oil content to this. It does cover your mouth. However, it makes you salivate. So there is a difference. Sometimes when you have a high oil content, what happens is, what happened was, it'll cover your mouth, and then it's very inviting because typically with a high oil content, they'll have that be followed up with a ton of honey. And that makes it super smooth. So that'll generally be followed up with like a lower hug. This is a higher hug, high oil, salivation.
Yeah.
So for me, to cut the salivation, you want to swallow 2 to 3 times, but then you also just want to keep drinking it because you want that initial oil coat to not necessarily go away. But with the flavor profile behind it, you essentially just get like the soft, gentle notes of the wine, and then as the initial taste ends, you get the whiskey burn per se up front. So it's a the highest hug essentially, because the burn basically stays in your mouth. It really doesn't travel into your throat.
See, I get a little bit in the throat.
That's because you're weak.
My primary tasting note is actually raspberry. And the reason that this is so pronounced is because my favorite beer is 4 Mile Brewing's Raspberry Wheat. So I drink that regularly.
Dude, you love that beer.
That raspberry flavor in that beer is the same thing that I'm getting from this bourbon. It is like this light raspberry but raspberry juice, which is something that I haven't really tasted before.
Almost like a concentrate?
Minus the sugar, though.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not getting a ton of sweetness from it. It's just that raspberry, I guess, skin, if you want to be really precise about it. But that raspberry skin flavor is what I'm tasting there. And it actually, I get what you're saying. Like, the alcohol does kind of get you in the mouth, but you can feel a little bit of a burn, for me at least, right in, like, the middle here. It's I would say that
in
this
the
is
initial
more of
taste?
a mid-hug. No, ending, know what I'm saying. Like,
well, we're not there
as
yet,
it
bro.
travels down, well, you started talking about burn, bro. So it's more like mid. We're such bros, first of all. But yeah, I get more of like a middle hug here.
Okay.
So,
okay.
I mean, I love 4 Mile Raspberry Wheat. You should probably give the rating because I'm going to be very biased here. I'm going to go A+.
I was going to go A.
Okay,
So A check mark.
Perfect.
There's zero scientific method to that. It's just, I don't know, whatever. Ending note.
Professor Wolf would be happy.
Correct. Ending note, I'm going with honey. And then I also was going to talk about how it settles into your chest and sternum and warms you up, but in a very inviting, nice way. It's not harsh. It's not going to like knock you down. It's smooth. So when you taste this, specifically when you taste it neat, you really don't want to cut this too much. I would say at most a drop with an eyedropper. 2 if you had a heavy pour, but otherwise you really don't need to cut this at all. Yeah. It's a great proof point, and it's inviting. And you know when I'm going honey, still get a little bit of cherry, but that's lingering from the initial taste.
Yeah.
But it's just a very nice, sweet, soft. It's just a gentle ending note.
Yeah. For me, I feel like this is very thick. And I don't think it's thick from oil either. It's just a very well-rounded, deep ending note that sticks with you, which kind of tricks you into making you think it's more viscous than it is. But it's just very, like, fulfilling, I guess, in the back.
I just feel like there's 2 levels. When you consume it, it creates so much salivation.
Salivation, not salvation. We're not starving over here.
All right. That when you actually swallow, you get both.
Yeah.
So you're getting 3 things. Your own spit, as great as that sounds, oil and honey, and then the actual whiskey.
Yeah.
And all of those together, it's pleasant.
Yeah.
As weird as that sounds, that's literally what's happening.
Yeah. On the end, I'm getting also a little bit more of like different dark fruits, kind of like a plum on the back end.
You know when you eat a plum and you have like that random purple spot, and then you have like the lighter orange tint to the plum? It's the purple spot that you would get from the plum, like dark plum and skin.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. And you know what? I'm going A check mark.
Yeah, I would go A+, so
Boom.
nailed it.
Final rating.
Getting a little oak too. Sorry, just want to throw that in there.
Okay.
You are getting a little oak on the back end. All right, final countdown. Ready? 3, 2, 1.